All right, what's going on, Tide Nation, College Football Nation? This is Gen 716 back here again, and today I want to recap just a tremendous recruiting class, at least for the early signing part for the Alabama Crimson Tide, man. Just an excellent recruiting class. Um, not really a lot happened today. We had one major, huge signing today, but besides that, a lot of the guys that we had before are just now signing. We got a couple more guys that we need to see what happens with them. Not really too worried that they're gonna flip, but I'm definitely am really excited about the class that did sign today. We had a couple scares. I know Demoy Kennedy. It was an LSU Bama battle for him. Bryce Young. There was a little concern about why he didn't sign, but he did. He eventually did sign. Hold on, get this out the way. Who else? Timothy Smith, Alabama and Florida were battling, and Timothy Smith eventually signed with Alabama. So besides that, you look at guys like Drew Sanders and Quindarius Robinson and Rodell Williams, just a bunch of Malachi Moore, just a bunch of guys that were just very, very important to this recruiting cycle that we were able to get. Again, the defensive side of the ball was a little bit of you can make an argument we needed more of an upgrade. Obviously, Alabama had a down year on the defensive side of the ball, so bringing in some more talent that can be developed at the next level is something that we needed, and that's exactly what we got for it. Linebacker, we all knew it was going to be an issue and a problem. Alabama got 6 linebackers in this recruiting class that are all, I believe, are in the top 100, or I think somewhere in the line of in the top 200 in their respective class. So really, really good recruiting class as far as the linebacking position goes. I know the offensive line's a little bit of a question mark because normally we sign 3 or 4 offensive linemen, but I think Bama did a good job with Seth McCollum. Damian George, a guy to look out for. I know that there are some questions about him if he's going to sign with Alabama or if he's going to potentially leave Alabama, potentially go with Zachary Evans. I know that those guys are a package deal. Those guys are best friends. I think that he didn't sign today because he is competing for a state championship against Duncanville on Saturday. So I think that, of course, today's early signing is the early signing period. You got to prepare for a state championship. And that's exactly, I think, what Damian George is doing. So that can definitely be it. But at the same time, I wouldn't be shocked if he does decommit. He is a package deal, I think, with Zachary Evans. So LSU and A&M could potentially really, really fight really, really hard for Damian George's commitment and signing. The big one today was Jason McKellen. That was the biggest one today. Now, when he decommitted, there were rumors going on. I was around 50%. I was 50-50 last month. If you asked me if he was going to sign with Bama, I would say no. I think that he was just going to take that official visit, and I think that was it. But no, for those who are saying that Nick Saban can't recruit, or if he's done, or if Ed Orgeron is now going to dominate Nick Saban on the recruiting trail, you guys are completely wrong about that, man. Nick Saban is the best recruiter, man. All it took was one home visit. And that home visit was able to get Jason McKellen on board. Now, Jason McKellen, I heard that he loved the program, but he's been committed to the Sooners for 3 years. So it was just going to be hard for him. It was just going to be hard to flip him. But Nick Saban, I don't know what he said during his home visit, but definitely, again, he's a very, very convincing person. He's a person that he definitely makes true to his word, man. He's gonna give this kid an opportunity to play, show out, and if he can prove that he's one of the best, he's gonna get playing time. You look at the freshmen that we can develop at the running back position that's gotten the early playing time. Those guys showed up. Those guys played hard. Those guys practiced hard. They proved to be the best, and those guys got playing time. So Jason McKellen is certainly going to get that opportunity. And, again, Kyle Edwards, Rodell Williams, and now you're adding Jason McKellen into this recruiting class. And then we already have Trey Sanders, Brian Robinson, and Keelan Robinson on board. Again, the running back position, it's never really been a concern. It's definitely not going to be a concern by the start of the 2020 season because they are stacked with 4- and 5-star talent in that room. So very, very happy with Jason McKellen's commitment. That was the one major one. I was a little worried that we weren't going to get anybody today, but it was only going to be a matter of time before he was going to make his commitment and sign with Alabama. As soon as he decommitted, it was pretty much a given at that point that he was going to sign with us. But yeah, guys, love the commitment. and super excited for that. Now, want to talk to you guys about what Nick Saban said in his press conference. He talked about there were 7 guys that were either going to make their announcements, that was going to sign, but not sign today, or again, those guys had special plans, or they already, they were going to make their announcements, right? They signed their letter of intent, but they were going to wait until later on to make that announcement public. I think Bama got Darnell Washington. I think that Bama has Darnell Washington in the bag. I'm really really confident. If you ask me last month, I was 50-50 because I think it was going to be a battle between Alabama and Georgia. But I don't know. I think that because Nick Saban, what he was able to say today, I think that was definitely very, very convincing. That I think that Darnell Washington, that we got him. Now again, it's still a chance that he goes to Georgia, but getting a big target like Darnell Washington in it, you already know we can use tight ends really, really well. We've shown it, we've proven it with Irv Smith Jr. in this offense, what we can do with tight ends. He's a different breed. He's in that same caliber in O.J. Howard. O.J. Howard's more athletic, of course, but Darnell Washington, you're talking about that, a 6'7", 270-pound, big, tall frame guy that can run the football, that can catch it really well, that can block, that can run, that has that straight line speed. He would be a very, very important asset to this recruiting class. So I'm very, very excited if he decides to sign with Bama on January 2nd. So gonna watch gonna pay attention to it very, very closely to see what happens. As far as some other guys, McKinley Jackson, that's one guy to look out for. I really think at this point Bama's only going for 2 guys. They already got 26 guys, right? If everyone signs on the dotted line, which is looking like it is so, Bama's probably going to go for 2 guys, and it's looking like McKinley Jackson and Darnell Washington at this point. If they can't get maybe one of those guys, they could try to sneak in and maybe get one more guy. But I think that 28 is the cap, and whoever commits and tries to sign with Bama, they're probably going to get a gray shirt or a blue shirt. And I don't think that's going to happen. So great recruiting class for the University of Alabama at this signing point. We got January, and of course we got that national signing in February to come. Man, the fact that Bama was able to hold off and fend off just everybody else for their commits, it's phenomenal. I mean, look at LSU. I mean, LSU lost like 6 guys today, and Bama was able to hold on to every single one of their guys, and that is really, really exciting. I think tomorrow we got some more announcements to make and some more prospects that Alabama's trying to get. So who knows? Maybe they can make their commitment to Alabama. But besides that, just a great recruiting class. Couldn't be any more happier. One of my favorite times of the month of the year is recruiting. I love it. I follow it really, really closely. Might not make too many videos on it because I'm not a recruiting expert, but overall wise, just a really, really good, strong recruiting class for Nick Saban and his coaching staff. And I'm excited to see what these guys can give us, because man, we all know what happened last year. We got a lot of young true freshmen played, so I'm really, really excited to see what these players could bring to the program on and off the football field. So anyway, that's all I got. If you guys liked the video, please hit the like button, hit the share button for more daily sports content. Hit that subscribe button if you want to see more Bama, especially more Bama content and more college football content. And yeah, that's all I got. So anyway, guys, this is Gen 716. I'm going to catch you guys out later. Peace.